Welcome to Help with Natalie Cuomo, the podcast about a girl who just can't help herself.
Welcome to another episode of Help with Natalie Cuomo. Today's podcast is super awesome. It's actually spooky themed because it's spooky season. And I've got two great comedians that I have admired since before I even did stand-up.
Aww.
So I have the Bye Guys here, Ian Fidance and Zac Amico. How are you guys?
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We just got done recording an episode of our podcast.
And I just got done listening to an episode of your podcast.
Look at that. It's a bye day here at Gas Digital.
It's bye. It's very bye.
Yes.
I want a copy of your intro music, and I want to listen. You should sell that as like a soundtrack or something.
Dude.
We should do an extended remix.
We should. And I was thinking about switching. People love the theme song, but somebody sent me another song that they made.
The Are You By?
Yeah. And I really dug that. I think maybe we should do that as like a test song and see if people like it or not.
Can you sing a little bit of it?
It's like,
Did they record it?
Yeah. I gotta find it. He sent it to me a while ago.
It's Are You By?
Yeah.
Are You By?
Yeah. Bye. Yeah. It's pretty fun.
What if you did like a remake of the NSYNC song Bye Bye Bye?
That was what we originally were using.
Yes, it is. Before we became a show, we would play that every time. It was really fun.
But we did not want to get demonetized.
No. I don't want Justin Timberlake coming for us like he came for Britney. You know.
Yeah.
We all see how she turned out.
Not good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Has anyone done a joke about how if we free Britney, what if she's just like incredibly cancelable? Like we finally
Yo, I
free her.
never liked them blacks.
Yeah. And like we free her and she just does blackface. And we're like, no, lock her back up.
And then she does it again. Oops, I did it again. No, who would think that a woman who goes into public restrooms with no shoes on would ever be racist?
She did that?
There was so many pictures of her going to like rest stop bathrooms.
Why? She could have any shoes she wants.
And she would have no shoes on because they're animals.
Yeah. Wait, who? No. She's insane. She like, dude, I cannot imagine what that does to your psyche being as young as she was and as big as she was and having so many I mean, we saw her have a mental breakdown and it was like Perez Hilton single-handedly abused her for years of just like, photoshopping cum and coke on her face and everyone's like, this is fun.
Yeah, well, omelet eggs.
Yeah, true.
What'd you say?
You gotta make an omelet, you gotta break a few eggs.
Yeah. That's valid. I mean,
It's not like she was leading with her talent. She wasn't Christina.
Right. No, Christina's a talent. Christina is a talente.
A talenti ice cream.
A talenti, because she's delicious.
I usually like to start the podcast off asking, because this podcast is about giving me advice, because
Yes.
I'm just a stupid 26-year-old. What is...
Your words, not ours.
Okay.
You're not stupid. Don't say...
Tell me more.
No negative self-talk when the Bye Guys are in studio.
Yeah, we're positive guys.
Yeah.
And not in the HIV result way.
Well, I got news for you, Zach.
Okay, so Ian, what is the best advice you have ever received?
Best advice I'd ever received, I think, possibly maybe, is don't listen to anybody but yourself. Which is interesting because it's someone else telling you that. But I don't know. I like it. It's taken me a long time. I've definitely only listened to myself and failed doing it, but I've gotten a better grasp of listening to my gut and everything. And, it's hard because when you get advice from other people, you really let it cloud the scenario that you're in. So having a good, compass in your head of what to do is important, and listening to yourself is very important, whether it's emotionally or spiritually or whatever, like in a certain situation. But that's advice I got. Also, I got it early in comedy in terms of don't listen to other people, do what you think is funny, and eventually it'll translate to more and more people.
I had the most ridiculous experience where I was working this club, and the owner of the club was like, Natalie, you speak way too fast. Like, you need to deliver your jokes more slowly. So I went on the road like that weekend, and the headliner and the feature I was hosting, they were both like, are you mentally ill? Why are you speaking so slowly? Like, what is happening? And I was like, oh my God. They're like, you are not, like, why are you speaking so slow? I was like, he told me to speak slowly. And they're like, no. And it was just like this thing of me. I was like, okay, so like, what am I? And then I was like, do I speak slow? Do I speak fast? And it's like this thing of like, no, you just have to like listen to the rhythm of what makes sense for your own stand up. And like, he actually gave me good advice of like your drive. He was like, you're driving a car, and I can't rephrase it. But he was like, you're driving a car, and like you get all the green lights essentially. So you're slowing down a little bit at all the green lights, but like you're not stopping essentially.
I get it, but at the same time, club owners like, there's a reason they're not comics,
right.
And they just, because we're exiting an age where people like that can be gatekeepers because we can just rent out a venue now and do it ourselves.
Yeah.
They are clinging desperately to wanting to have a say. Like, I remember a club owner years ago being like, you got to lose the glasses. People can't see the expression in your eyes.
Yeah.
Or just like, but they just want to say anything. They just want to interfere.
I will say, years ago, I'm incredibly hard-headed, and years ago, a club owner who is also a comic up in Boston, and he made a comment to me that was like, hey, you should be aware of your facial expressions with what you're saying, because you're saying very dark things, but if you say it with a smile, you'll be able to get away with it easier. And I was like, fuck you, you don't tell me what to do, fuck you. And then it took years for me to be like, he was right. You know, like sometimes I'm on stage and I forget what my face looks like when I'm talking, and then I remember to be more
and the audiences wish they could.
And I forget to be, I realize in my head, I'm like, be more expressive on this. And it gets a bigger laugh. And I always think back to that guy of like telling me that. And he wasn't doing it to be a dick because he's a comic too. So he was like, that advice from someone who's actually a comic is better. But I mean, that goes against the advice I just gave.
I know.
I didn't listen to him, and it, you know.
So maybe I shouldn't listen to you, I guess.
Only listen to yourself.
I do think that like you had to learn it the hard way. Like maybe if you just took that advice straight
Every
off the bat.
lesson I've ever learned in my life, I've had to learn the hard way. Yeah. I've had to bang my head against the wall a million fucking times and be a hard-headed motherfucker to learn. But I think that's made me more like understanding and everything. But you know, it took a while. But hey, we're all doing the best we can.
You gotta trust it makes you funnier.
Yeah.
Every time you suffer, you're funnier. I tell myself.
Pain is the fertilizer for growth.
I love it.
Yes.
It's...
That's why when I fuck a girl in the ass, I go, you're growing.
Like, my asshole is growing.
Yeah.
I've got funny all over my dick.
God, it hurts. Okay, Zach, what is the best advice that you have ever received?
I'll pick two, if that's okay.
Of course.
One's from my dad, and that was, don't stick your dick in the cash register.
What?
What does it mean?
Don't fuck someone at work?
Don't fuck anybody you work with or that can fuck up your finances.
Wow.
Yikes.
I've heard don't dip your pen in the company ink.
Same. Yeah, it's the same.
Or don't shit where you eat is different.
No, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just if you're somewhere and you're comfortable, if you fuck somebody at that job,
You're going to fuck it up.
it's gonna fuck it up. If you guys get together, it's gonna fuck you guys up with other people.
Yep.
If you guys break up, it's gonna fuck up everything. Like,
Yep.
It's just not worth it.
Did you listen to that, or did you not listen and then go, oh, that was good advice?
I mostly listened.
Gotcha.
I fucked up once or twice.
Yeah, me too.
And I've regretted it every time.
Yes. I dated it should have just been sex, but we started dating. It was a hostess at a restaurant, and we broke up, and I had to get back together with her because it was such a bad situation at work.
I thought you say it's such a good restaurant.
Yes, that too. But it was such a thing of like, and then she started to like hook up with one of the guys I worked with to get back at me, and like, oh, it was such a fucking nightmare. But like, she worked a shift with me, like, and I didn't know she was working, and I had to like follow her out during like we were like weeded, and she like stormed out, and I had to go out to like talk to. It was a fucking mess. Never.
And were you
again.
serving there at the time?
Yeah.
But
That's the thing, dude. So many people that serve, they all fuck each other, and they all like do drugs together, and they're all hooking up. And that's where I really learned, like, you don't fucking, fuck the cash register. And also the episode of Sopranos when Christopher Moltisanti fucks the producer, yes. I just watched that episode. Yeah. And it fucks him up. So.
Yeah, it'll ruin you. And then my other favorite piece is from Bob Kelly.
Whoa.
And I don't mean this in a bad way. And it was, don't fuck anybody with a headshot.
Ah, that's good advice.
And that one, yeah, I've pretty much avoided being with anyone in entertainment. And I think that's like really beneficial to my life.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I could handle another person in entertainment in my relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
And plus, like, it just sounds like too much drama. And like, I don't want that following me around. Because every time somebody dates another comic, like that kind of like is always going to be part of their biography to other comics.
Natalie's burning on the inside right now. She's like, what do you mean?
Why did you bring this up now?
I think it more.
Why didn't you tell me earlier?
Me and Ian's first piece of advice is learn how to build a time machine. No, it's just, I mean, but that's a personal thing too. Like that's just something Bob said to me, and then I heard him say to other people. So like, I personally, other people are built for it. I'm not.
Yeah.
And I just don't think I have it in me to be with somebody else in entertainment. And that's been a pretty good, and it's not just comedy, actresses, dancers, anything.
Yes, or like writers or like producers. I talked to this girl on like Bumble, and we were like hitting it off years ago. And then she told me that she was like a producer on like a whatever. And I was like, hey, I don't get involved with people in like the industry I'm in. I'm sorry, we can be friends. And she got like so mad. She was like, fuck you, it's not like we're working in the same show, like blah blah. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then it made me feel like I was the asshole, but I was putting up a boundary.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and like just sometimes stuff like that can go so toxic. Like we've seen so many friends.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Or just, somebody that dated somebody who was a producer maybe. And
yes.
And they had to leave New York City because she beat them up.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes. Yep. I know about that.
Wow, I wish I knew.
Also, it's a thing too of like, say you're like dating a booker, or like say you're dating someone who's like a casting director or whatever, and then you see them like, I don't know how, or you're dating like an agent or manager. Like, I don't know how you separate those two. And if you have like qualms about your own career and you're sleeping with someone that you know could like help you or get you like a meeting or something, and they're not, and you're like, can you, like, where's the line? I don't know.
Plus, I want to leave work at work.
Yes. But also there's a thing about like dating someone that's totally not involved in comedy, and every single night they're like, how was your shows? How was your show? And you're like, same fucking thing as last. It's like, I understand you're like trying to be involved in everything, but just let's talk about something else. Like
definitely. How was your show night? It was not good. How do you think?
Yeah. My gal used to wait tables at Stress Factory, so she gets comedy, and I don't think that that's the same because she's currently not involved in that world, but she understands it enough to like, not. She knows the deal. She knows the score. She knows the way it is. She knows what the road is. She knows what fucking, being out, like, she understands it, And thank God we also have a boundary where she doesn't listen to me on podcasts. She doesn't.
That's nice.
Yeah. It's really nice.
We have the same rule in my house, but we didn't have to make the rule. All I had to do was years of podcasts she hated with people she doesn't like.
To be fair.
All I had to do was really upset her for years.
Yeah. And then, wow, what do you know? This boundary popped up out of nowhere.
But like, why would they want to listen to podcasts that like they
Well, I feel like when
to like see information, like to find
I
information.
think there's a curiosity element to it. Like, is this
Curiosity.
person the same person I'm dating?
Okay.
Totally.
Okay.
And her whole thing and my whole thing too was like, I want you to know me for me, because on podcasts, yes, there are some where I'm being like genuine and whatever, but you know, obviously I'm going for jokes and like whatever. And like, I want you to learn stories about me through me, not because you heard it on a podcast where I was like
Right.
telling a funnied up version or something like that, you know. And I really appreciate that she respects that boundary, and she's the one that we brought it up at the same time.
That's cool.
And yeah, and I also like, if you meet someone and they're like, I looked you up, you're funny, you're like, oh, shut up. I don't know, it's like weird, I guess.
I agree. For me, it was like when I was dating, it was like an immediate no if someone knew anything about me already, because they had a preconceived notion of like who I
Yes,
am.
and like my whole fucking life's on the internet, and it's not
Me
always the
too.
most positive, glowing things.
Yeah.
You know, so like and also a big thing is like, do not tell your family my full name, or like do not let them look me up, you know.
Yeah, I went through that.
Did
on
you?
this one,
Was it
yeah.
hard for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I spell my name differently for stuff when I need to. But it's I've had a few rough ones
Yeah.
on that. And plus, like, I don't know, another. If you're gonna go for a third good piece of advice, something Big J said, and it's just for my comedy personally, that on stage you're the sum of your flaws.
What's that mean?
That everything that you don't like about you, or that maybe could be wrong with you, is fodder for something that could be funny. I personally find that in my comedy, that's what I do. So when people are introduced to me through that, they're getting the worst parts of me,
you.
Right. Yeah.
as opposed to like maybe the person that I am out. Like, people always expect me to be more high energy and more like the party guy when they meet me out on the road, and they almost think I'm like depressed or something. It's like, no, I'm just a pretty toned down person.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like a party guy. I'm not like, I don't want to go out to the bar or anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, everybody thinks I'm on cocaine on stage because I'm so high energy and like manic and everything. And then like after the show, I'm just like, all right, what's up? You know, I feel like I'm a pretty chill person mostly, unless I get like worked up. And the only time I really get worked up is like doing stand up.
Right, you put all your energy into that. That's something that Lewis said to me. He was like, before I like got to know you, I thought that you were like very like, you're like this. You put out this image of being like, oh, I'm serious and like sexy, but you're just like silly and insecure. And I was like, and he's like, I like that.
I like that you're insecure. Oh my God.
He didn't put it that. He
You're
didn't
a real
like that.
fixer-upper.
Yeah.
No.
Look at this.
It wasn't like that bad.
Call
no.
me the repo man.
One savior coming up.
No, but that's like, I think that's like where the comedy is, because otherwise it's like, how are you a comedian if you're just like, I'm like a hot chick that does this.
I don't know. Ask all the ones that try to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Ask some of these influencers who try to do
Right.
comedy at every reality shows.
But that's like part of the reason behind like me wanting to make my podcast frame this way, because I feel like showing that vulnerable side of myself, of that's like letting that guard down, is like way harder than like being naked. So that's why I'm like, all right, setting this podcast up this way forces me to be like, I'm asking for advice, and I'm like putting myself in that position where I'm the person that doesn't know, and like hopefully can like be more myself, I guess. I don't know. Who fucking
What's
knows?
the best piece of advice you've gotten?
I guess, wow. As someone who has two therapists, there's so much.
You have
buzzing in
two
my head.
therapists?
At the moment, I'm picking. Just
What?
No, here's what happened. I was like, I'm curious about having another therapist. So I signed up for BetterHelp. And then I'm like, I like both of them. And because I was like, maybe I'll switch therapists. But I like having both.
Right.
And now I'm like, I'm torn because I like both of them. And I don't want to pick one.
Oh my God. That's so
Do you
fucked
feel
up.
like you're different people with each one?
Nope.
Yeah, like how do you delineate what to tell one and what to tell the other?
They're so different, because one of them I've been seeing since I was like in high school. Like, he's been my psychiatrist, and he just like knows me, and I just like kind of vent to him. And then this other person I've been seeing on BetterHelp, and he like doesn't know anything about me, but it's very much like exercises and like things that like tasks to do and like homework.
Oh,
so it's like very,
is it like CBT therapy rather than talk
it's like
therapy?
so different. And like he doesn't really
Right.
want to hear about my week. He doesn't really want to hear anything that like
that's
that I
good.
experienced. So
Yeah.
it's like they're so completely different that I feel like I don't feel like I'm repeating information. I feel like they're so different, and I'm like, wait a minute, I like this. But I mean, it's not like I'm so fucked up that I need two therapists, but
Maybe you just need a friend.
maybe. Oh yeah. So I'm really happy.
I did that. Because I was seeing a therapist and she was waiting. She had to wait to get her certification, so I couldn't see her any longer until she got her certification. So
Right.
then she hooked me up with another therapist, and I was seeing her, and I didn't really like her, but I stayed with her because I needed one. And then once my old therapist got the certification, I started seeing her again, and I saw two for like a week or two, and then I shared with my old therapist. I was like, look, I'm still seeing this one, I would like to whatever. And she was like, yeah, I think it would be best, you're really not supposed to see two therapists. And I told the other one, and she was like, this will be your last session.
You're not supposed to see two therapists?
No.
Okay, well I know which one I'm picking.
Yeah.
I won't say.
The new one?
No.
No, the old one?
I like the old one.
Oh, but the new one seems like it's helping you with growth. It's giving you exercises and things to think about.
I like the old one. I do. I can't give it up. That familiarity, someone that like understands and knows me, is just like,
Plus, like, you've already gotten all your shit out with them.
yeah, forget about it.
Yeah, with the new
Just
one, you
forget
gotta give
about
him the
it.
whole
He doesn't
fucking
know
rigmarole.
anything about me. It's
Yeah.
like it's exhausting. I don't have the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, that was oversharing. The best advice I've ever received. I really don't know. I guess that I don't know if this is like advice that I've received, but it's something that like I've realized. Like I'm a very anxious person, and like a lot of the times my brain is filled with like what if scenarios, like what if this happens, what if that happens, and the bad things that happen are never the what if scenarios that I create in my mind. And so I feel like that is something that's been very helpful for me.
Ah, yeah. Like our problems are only in our mind. Like 99% of the things we think don't happen.
For example, like if I'm worried about, I like make up things that like, what if this could go wrong? What if this went wrong? But when something goes wrong, it's not going to be something that I've predicted already. It's going to be some like random thing that I wasn't expecting. So you can't predict the future and just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or you need to get better at predicting. You need to get better at your what ifs.
I do.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could.
yeah. You need more realistic what ifs.
I could. I got a crazy, oh my God. I had a crazy, I talk about everything is online. We're not even talking about Halloween, but it's fine. I was just, enjoying my life. And I have one viral tweet in the world, just one. Okay. And it's, I'm not related to Andrew Cuomo. My uncle did sexually harass someone, but he's not the governor. Great tweet.
Yeah.
Fabulous. I have an uncle who doesn't have the last name Cuomo. However,
Oh, no.
he decided actually, I'm going to pull this up.
Oh, no.
He sent me a submission on my Squarespace, actually.
A submission?
Like a little,
Oh, you have like a thing on your website?
I guess you can submit something on my Squarespace. I mean, I was just like checking my email. Okay.
Oh, no.
Subject, you're a whore.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And his fairness, if he thinks this is about him, he does get one free sexual harassment.
Yeah, right?
Oh, my
you
God.
owe him
Look
one.
How long that is. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh,
I'm
my
ready.
God, oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Do we want this?
Yes.
More than air and
Yeah.
shelter.
Yes.
Do we want this?
Yes.
Okay. Subject, you're a whore. Message. This was like 3 days ago, and wow. Okay. You texted that I sexually harassed someone on your Twitter account. This is untrue. I will give you 24 hours to remove that falsehood, or I will drive to Jersey City and teach you a lesson to you and your pimp Jake that you will never forget. My ex is named Jake.
Oh, wow.
So I guess he's not caught up.
I thought he thought that
He doesn't have his ear to the podcast.
Yeah, I thought that he thought that the J in Gomez, in Luis J. Gomez was Jake.
And then he goes, what acting jobs are Stella Adler and Lee Strasberg preparing you for with 95 tattoos, Elephant Man?
Elephant Man?
And that's it. That's what
He called you Elephant Man? Why?
Because he couldn't think of other people in the freak show. Did you answer like,
So I didn't answer.
you know I have more than one uncle and also this is a joke?
So I didn't answer, but I did. I screenshotted it and I sent it to Lewis because he's my boyfriend and I was like in shock.
Oh, no.
And Lewis is like, I need to respond. And I was like, babe, no. And he was like,
Hey, it's me, Jake.
and he was like,
Jake, the rattlesnake.
he was like, babe, yes. And I was like, okay. And he responded. And he's
Dude, this rules.
This is fucking awesome. What Lewis say?
okay. Well, I gotta find.
He responded as you, or he sent an email
so
from
here's
his
the
account?
worst part. So I was saying, don't say anything, but because it was a Squarespace submission, I had screenshotted that. Lewis just had his email, so I couldn't
Control the rattlesnake.
Yeah, I couldn't control the rattlesnake, but honestly, I love that he's a protector. So.
Okay, so wait. This is Lewis responding to your uncle, who obviously clearly has molested someone and took something personal.
He's gonna come kill me, Ian.
Who obviously
He
He's never
molested
heard
somebody.
a
He
thing.
molested somebody and then kept bad track of who it was.
He's never heard a fly
So wait, Lewis sent this from your account,
from his own account.
and he sent you the screenshot of what he said. Should you
he
read
did
it,
send-
or should Zach read it and Lewis?
No, she should read it.
Yeah.
I want to hear the tone.
Yeah.
Okay, looking for. Sorry, because it wasn't a screenshot. It was a copy paste. Okay.
Oh, this is amazing.
Oh my God. So he sends 2 emails.
Okay.
Do you think Lewis cares that I'm talking about this?
No.
Yeah, he doesn't share a lot on podcasts. so
Yeah,
might get
he's very
embarrassed.
guarded.
Okay. Hi. My name. Actually, fuck Halloween. You guys can give me advice on how to deal with this.
Yes. And also, this is way scarier than anything we could ever talk about.
Okay. Hi. My name is Luis J. Gomez.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm your niece's new boyfriend. You're sure Lewis doesn't care?
Oh,
No.
this is excellent.
Yeah. No.
Harrington.
If he threatens yes. No, this is well,
This is Lewis 101.
yeah, like Lewis threatening someone. Yeah, we're bringing sand to the beach right now.
Okay. Hi, my name is Luis J. Gomez. I'm your niece's new boyfriend. I'm a comedian as well. Look me up. Natalie showed me the message you sent her about her joke. Threaten that girl again and you won't have to come to Jersey City. I'll be coming up to Westchester to have a conversation with you. This isn't a game. I don't fuck around. First email.
And then he followed up.
Email number 2. So what did you think of my comedy?
Did you watch my special?
Some of that was old stuff that I had reworked for the special, but I'm sure you understand. Having a niece in entertainment. Remember? Elephant Man.
Oh my God. And then we're just talking, like him and I'm like, I love you. Thank you for like caring about me, whatever. And we're just chatting. And then he goes, by the way, sent this follow-up.
Oh my God. Did your uncle respond to him?
I think they might have taken my uncle has not responded. Okay. Then he says, also, I have a way bigger following than Natalie. I have half a mind to post your personal information to social media along with the threat you made to your 26-year-old niece. Let's see how you like that attention. Fucking stupid ass. Threatening your niece in real life is worse than sexually harassing someone in a joke. You're such a low life that you don't even see that. Please, give me the excuse to come find you. Please.
You know what, man? I love Lewis
Me
so
too!
much.
That's amazing,
Lewis.
right?
Yeah.
That is dedication.
Yeah.
That is your man having your back.
Fuck
Yep.
yeah.
To the point of stupidity.
My parents didn't
Yes.
give two shits. My parents didn't do anything.
Oh, you told your parents?
Of course. It's my fucking uncle, and they didn't care at all. It
Is
was
it an
didn't
uncle? They're
contact
like,
your
they're
uncle?
like, yeah, he's nuts. Like, we don't talk to him
Yep.
either. That kind of shit.
Yeah, they didn't
Okay.
give two shits. And Lewis was like, fuck this.
I love that about him. He's
Yes.
a fucking.
Lewis is a loyal dude.
He's amazing.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Good for him.
And I enjoyed that. I'm so glad we did that.
I'm so happy we did that. Although I really hate public shaming.
Who are we public shaming?
No,
No, he
putting
said
his-
if he was gonna dox him.
threatening to put all his personal information on the internet.
Well, we
I
don't
know
have his
it's a-
personal information anyway.
I know it's a threat, but I just hate when people do that. You know,
I think everything he did was perfect.
I think it was great. I think it's fantastic. He has your back. He stood up for you. Your parents didn't even do it, and Lewis is a fucking great dude for that.
Yeah.
And that guy's got to be put in his place. You can't just go threatening your fucking niece
I can't.
over an arbitrary joke.
That is nothing. His last name isn't even Cuomo. That's the craziest part. Like, it's.
So he was looking you up,
Yes.
searching you.
Searching me.
Wow. Spying, stalking.
Subject line, you're a whore. That's my favorite part.
That's fucked
See,
up.
I actually think that's where you go because I know you talk about the you use that tweet on stage.
Yeah. This
I
this
think-
happened like 3 days ago.
I think this is a bit. Mm-hmm. I think you read that out, not necessarily Lewis's response,
Right.
but just shouldn't be like. And the worst part, that wasn't even the uncle that molested me.
yeah.
Like, I think there's a bit in there that's very funny.
I think he was jealous of the other uncle. You whore. How dare you speak
Why'd
about
you
that?
fuck the other uncle and
Yeah,
not me?
yeah.
Had your mother told me you were a deep sleeper,
Yeah. I would have gotten you better Christmas gifts.
So my parents were like, okay, you just need to get a restraining order.
Wow.
And I'm like, I don't have the time to get a restraining order against my motherfucking uncle.
You don't even know his name, right?
I know his name. I'm like,
yeah.
but I'm not. I don't have the time to get a restraining order against my uncle. This is
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
That is not.
And also, that's kicking a hornet's nest. That would probably piss him off even more. He would probably fucking, if
Because this podcast won't.
is he going to hear it?
no, I doubt it.
No. I mean,
Well, you haven't said any of his names.
no.
You even said he doesn't have your same last name.
So that's how we know it's her mom's brother. But
No.
Oh yeah, you're right.
No.
Yeah.
Shit.
And what would your mother's maiden name be?
that's how math. That's how family math works.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
He could. His last name might be Cuomo. I'm not even sure.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Look at you covering your tracks. Look at that. Well, Gretel, you've left enough breadcrumbs for the listeners to find this.
I've
So-
gone through. I've had family members stop talking to me
I've already
over
had
something
one.
that
Yes.
was said on Roast Battle.
I'm curious.
Oh, I had a family member hit me up and go, "Is it true that you've been with men?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, I hope you get gay cancer." Yeah. And I was like, "Are you kidding, or is this like for real?" And he goes, "No, for real. Like, you're a fag. Fuck you." And I was like, "Okay, two things. I can't wait until your children get in an interracial homosexual relationship. And the second thing is, if I ever see you at a family function, it's on site, and I'm gonna break your fucking jaw." And like, family knows to not
It's his
have us
aunt.
at like the same. Yeah. Family knows not to have us at the same fucking thing.
Damn.
So now I always have to be like, is so and so gonna be there?
The only
But I would love
That's
to fucking
horrible.
show up at Thanksgiving and just like be like, "Hey, cousin," and then just walk up and knock them the fuck out.
that fucking sucks. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that during this time someone would be that homophobic.
Oh, he's an idiot. He's like a racist piece of shit, like Southern Delaware fucking loser.
Damn.
Yeah. But what can you do, you know?
Yeah, I had a bunch of people drop old Zach boy when I talk about it on stage. There's a statue of my great uncle in the town I grew up in, and he's sitting on a bench, and I took a picture pretending to suck his dick. See, it's so funny. It's so
Just posing with a statue.
funny.
Yeah.
It's funny every time I tell it to any person.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And my cousins wrote my dad all these emails like, how could someone stoop so low for a joke?
Wow.
And I was like, you have no idea how much low.
Yeah.
Thank God that statue didn't
That's
have
not
a dick.
Only, yeah. So then, am I going to get public backlash for going up and trying to make out with the George Floyd statue? It's a joke.
Hey, let him breathe.
I was trying to resuscitate him. BLM.
Fentanyl.
Look, I just tried to kiss a statue. It's not like I held up a pregnant woman with a gun to her belly. All facts. All facts.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, this has been great.
It's a great episode.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Best one yet.
Yeah. It's
Number
always
11.
fun when you got the bye guys. in
I
there.
love the Bye Guys.
Yeah.
Wow. Fantastic. So let me just ask you to round out this little bit about my uncle.
Yes.
What is your advice in the real world? We're talking real world. You're my friends. What the fuck do I do? Like, kind of thing.
Make it funny. You
Just
got to
not-
make it.
I don't actually do anything. I just
In my head, that's a bit. That's a place you go with the bit.
okay.
Even if it doesn't work, you express it and get it out. Like,
I don't have to protect myself in any way. From
Double
this
down on
person.
the
No.
tweet.
Yeah.
Don't
Delete it.
Don't delete the
I
tweet.
can't
never.
delete my only viral tweet.
Yeah.
Right.
My
I-
only
I think
one.
I think you wait and see if you respond to Lewis. I think what has been done now is totally fine. I
Right.
don't think it's going to go further. I think you just live your life. Don't let this bother you. Don't let this censor you and think, oh, I can't talk about this, blah blah. You know. But like Zach said, I think you try to make it funny.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh man. All right, guys, let's talk about some scary stuff for like 5 or 10 minutes.
I mean, I think this was scary.
I mean, it
Yeah,
was-
I think a lot
it's
of
too
this
scary?
we really hit on some
There's a
spooky things.
It's too scary?
Zac Amico
Yeah.
who's been arrested for child molestation.
Oh no.
And my mom's cousin Googled it
I thought it was
and
you?
thought it was me, and then just didn't say anything for like a year of family events, and then brought it up to somebody, and they were like, yeah, that's not his last name. And she called my mom to apologize. But like, or she saw my mom and apologized. Sorry, I've been telling people for a year Zach got arrested for
my
child
God.
molestation. And she goes, but I knew you, I always thought you raised him better than that. Like, that's the difference.
God.
Like that was her complimenting her way out of it. I always thought you raised him better than that.
Wow.
Dude, speaking of which, okay, you want to talk scary? Have you seen that documentary Rewind?
No.
No, tell me about it.
Oh, dude, it is a fucking. It's insane. It is just. It's about a kid getting molested outside of Philadelphia by like generations of family, and they fucking interview. Everything's on videotape of like family functions of like these family members that turned out to be these monsters, and they interview his child psychiatrist, and they have videos of him as like a kid before the molestations, and he's like fun, and then afterwards he's just like screaming and angry, and then they show drawings he made in therapy of like, show me what happens when you go to the room with so and so, and it's just like drawings of like devils on top of like a boy stick figure. It is so fucking insane and so crazy and so like I kept telling my girlfriend, I'm like, we gotta turn this off. And at first I was like, this is about like, it's going to be in-depth about molesting a child, right? And she goes, no, it's like a murder documentary. It's interesting. It's like fun to see this stuff. And then halfway through, she goes, we've really made a mistake.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so if you want to see real-life spooky, watch Rewind.
I
It's
don't.
fucking nuts. Yeah.
Fuck. All right, guys. You're such a pleasure. Is there stuff that you want to plug? Zach, do you want to go first?
Absolutely. Just Instagram, Zach is not funny. backup Twitter, ZA Spook Show, and I'm doing a live episode of my horror movie podcast, Zac Amico's Midnight Spook Show, at the Stand on Halloween at 7 p.m. Please come out.
Yes. iAnimal69 on Instagram and Twitter. Follow me on there. This weekend I'm in Appleton, Wisconsin with Dave Attell, and then we're in Comedy Works Denver, Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle, and then I'm headlining on my own Wisecrackers in Wilkes-Barre, Saratoga Springs Comedy Works, and Laugh It Up Poughkeepsie. So come and check that out.
Amazing. And as always, you can follow me at Natalie Cuomo _. Follow the podcast at Help with Natalie. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Natalie Cuomo. Like, subscribe, rate and review the podcast. It means so much to me. And thank you guys for listening.
Thanks for listening to Help with Natalie Cuomo. Tune in next week for another episode. Find us on social media at Help with Natalie.